What is up? What's going on, everybody? Johnny here, and I wanted to drop a video today talking about investor mindset and investor skill set. And I'm going to break down the just really the last couple of days that I have. I'm on the road here lately. I've been doing a lot of due diligence trips, going and meeting with companies that are looking to raise money from anywhere from 50 million to upwards of $200 million for operations for a fund that they're doing. And so I won't name names and do any of that today. But one of the things that was kind of listening to with the trip that I'm on right now, and the CEO came and talked to us as we rounded out the day and a half of discussions and meetings. And I was just taking notes and just really listening to kind of the buzzwords and what he was talking about, from a due diligence perspective. When I'm going on these trips, I'm listening to the team, I'm listening to the operators, I'm looking at efficiencies. I'm looking at risk, how they manage risk as a team, looking for expertise. And so, really, when the CEO came up and he had his presentation, I kind of jotted down a couple things that stood out, that really kind of got me really leaning on my military experience as an acquisition officer, leading intelligence operations in the mission side, and really bringing that into the investments and the organizations that people are placing capital in, and really understanding what are the hallmarks. And so one of the things that really stood out, and this is from a CEO that's doing a upwards of $200 million raise for his company. And one of the things that really talked about having a flat organization and really being able to have voices in the leadership positions that can go all the way to the top, to people that are making decisions, where people feel empowered and aligning their skills in order to make a difference in the company, where you can literally go from a really good idea, from concept to actual implementation in the field. So I thought that was really good. And having a leader or a C-suite that really focuses on a flat organization where everyone has a voice is really critical to success. The second one was a decision-making timeline. Oh my gosh. When I was wearing the uniform and really going into different organizations, from rapid capabilities to traditional acquisitions, buying like mission processing systems or buying an aircraft, that a lot of times the decision making timeline and having to go up to multiple levels of bureaucracy to get a decision, or go through multiple levels of bureaucracy for nobody to make a decision, or for people in leadership positions to not feel like they're empowered to make a decision, is one of the most frustrating things as an acquisition officer that I ever had to deal with. So really, with understanding and seeing this individual come in, and he was talking about their decision making timeline, how they don't sit on information, how once they have information, they convene the right boards, they have a routine cadence that meets multiple times a month in order to implement change in the company. And this is one of the things when you look at like the government shutdown and how everything is operating, and just a lot of things come out about the inefficiencies that we have in the government. And it's definitely, all organizations have inefficiencies that they have, but really being able to have in place a framework that allows you to make decisions in a timely manner is how you remain profitable, how you stay flexible in this environment. Because we all know, I talked earlier this week about, UPS, over 40,000 jobs lost, Amazon, cutting up to 30,000 jobs. And so the list goes on and on with all the employers that are cutting back right now. And so having the ability to stay flexible with AI, with robotics and things that are happening, you have to remain flexible as an organization. And your decision making timeline is critical to finding that success. The next one was kind of a three-pronged approach, but processes, policies, and procedures. Oh my gosh, you got to have systems in place. You got to have. So one of the things in the Air Force, that we live and die by checklists. We live and die by checklists. Our TTPs, we call it our tactics, techniques, and procedures. Same thing, here they call it processes, policies, procedures. And you live and die by your TTPs. But in this, where you can take any individual, plug them into the system, and they know what's expected of them, and they know how they're supposed to contribute, and they know the level of specificity, but also the standard that they have to meet when it comes to doing their job. And so having these processes in place, it allows you to replicate the capability regardless of the individual that is sitting in the seat. And so that was one of the things that really stood out to me. Like, okay, they get it. They have a run organization. They're leading. They have people in distributed locations, multiple sites. that they're managing, but they have a framework. They have data coming in. They have sensors deployed on the equipment that's running back bringing back data real time, and engineers that are looking at the data that are making rapid decisions on what needs to happen, and they're actually in front of it, where they're not being reactive, they're being proactive with the data that's coming in. So all those kind of check my box, and really going into just having data driven decisions that they're doing across the board. And so those were the things that really stood out to me from a leadership perspective, kind of reviewing my notes. And those are the things that you want to see in an organization when at the end of the day, that you really want to be able to go in and have a set rapid decision timeline with making decisions, which that is critical in today's day and age. But you also want to have a flat organization. You want to have those processes, the policies, and the procedures, and then you want to be able to make data-driven decisions, because we live by the data. And one of the things that we talked about, I had my buddy Jim Gibbs on from CoStar Group, and we were talking about data and just the power of data and access to information that allows you to move in a rapid ability with your company. And so that's one of the things that we're looking at internally on the REI Genius side, with outreach, with marketing, to whether it's commercial brokers, with commercial real estate owners that fit a certain demographic and asset class and holding period for certain assets, that now that we're working through on an acquisition campaign to go down that path. But then also when you start looking at certain individuals that you can reach out to in regards to the financial advising side, and being able to help there as well too, with certain clients that may have needs and require access to certain offerings for accredited investors and things like that. So super excited about all the opportunities, but I was it was really good. It was a really good trip. I took those notes and wanted to kind of copy and put those down before I get back on the road, and just share that with you all, and let you know some strategies right from the C-suite that you can use to implement in your organization. You know, if you got your side hustle, your small business, wherever you may be on the spectrum of operations, that you can take these principles in everyday life, and leverage them to build wealth for you and your family. So that's what it's all about. Make sure you guys stay tapped in. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be sharing more and more content. Just my life now, post retirement, with the advising side, doing these due diligence trips, getting out in the streets, and the information that I'm reviewing, and really just capturing it right now, because it's truly a blessing for God to be able to operate in your alignment, to operate in your calling, and be able to positively impact people and positively impact the lives of others. That is nothing like it. And so I'm super excited about that. Make sure you guys stay tapped in. Upcoming November 18th, I have my Supercharger 401k TSP workshop, where we're going to be helping clients, well, not even clients, but helping you guys take back control of your retirement accounts, whether it's a TSP on the government, federal employee side, or traditional 401k. Right now, I think the Department of Labor says about $1.6 trillion with a T, $1.6 trillion of unclaimed retirement accounts that are dormant, that are just sitting out there from previous employer, where people left the company, but they didn't take their retirement package with them, their retirement funds, and move it over to a new custodian. And so one of the things that we're talking about is some of the strategies that you can leverage on how to be a better steward of your retirement account, and open up a self-directed IRA, and just what that opens you up from a strategy and diversification, or access to alternative investments, the wealthy use. So we're going to unpack all of that in the workshop. So it's free. Make sure you guys jump in, and I'll see you November 18th. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a really good time. Make sure you guys comment down below more content information that you guys want me to share with you, and I'll see you on the next video. Let's go, and let's make some equity happen together.